Hello and welcome to Total War Warhammer. I have a replay of a 2v2 which I like playing the best. 1v1s are cool and 3v3s and 4v4s are cool as well, but 2v2s is like the sweet spot. It's a team matchup, but it's not too massive that everything is so hectic it's hard to control. So yeah, you have half of responsibility of the battle. So my army has a lot of has 2 hammers in the middle, 3 dwarf warriors with great weapons on each flank, some long beards with great weapons behind them to provide morale support, 3 of them actually, and Thorgrim Grudgebearer, as well as some gyrocopters with brimstone guns, ready to do some damage to the large units of the Empire, taking down 5 of them in the first volley. So my ally has a Vampire Count's army with a lot of zombies, crypt horrors, Graveguard with a lot of XP, so this is reflective of the fact that the Graveguard are the bodyguard of the Vampire Counts. And over on the flank we have a powerful wing of cavalry consisting of Blood Knights, Black Knights, and a White King, which is melee specialist. So it's really good. So we're facing a solid Empire battle line. With 5 handgunners, it looks like, in the front, backed up by a wall of spearmen, and I believe, yeah, they're demigryphs. I can't tell which side is whose, but some really experienced demigryph knights with halberds inside of force fields. Empire knights. No, this is just an Empire captain. But Karl Franz above, flying on his Deathclaw. Also, a mortar unit firing at my troops right now. I'm getting some shots in on the Light Wizard, but he is doing a lot of damage, and a gyrocopter already down in a smoking wreck. I wonder if if this were to fall on a unit, it would actually do damage. That'd be cool. But I'm trying to get to the Empire Knights, but I'm getting fired upon by the handgunners. So I'm going to get out of there as soon as I can, because I'm taking a lot of HP damage. So mortars blowing up my dudes. The Vampire Count's slowly advancing because these zombies are so freaking slow. But they have the best looking animations in the game by far. By far. Especially when you raise dead, that looks so cool. But crypt horrors going past, and I'm coming down from the hill, getting a nice downhill charge. I will be. I said that in the wrong order. Karl Franz hovering above. Oh, I forgot to mention the Runesmith that has some jewels on him, looking just as fine as the Thane. But handgunners getting some nice volleys off on my troops. And the crypt horrors, 3 units of them going up. They are not afraid of the Empire. They're just going to charge in under the command of Manfred von Karstein with his wand. And I'm trying to shoot down Karl Franz with my gyrocopters. Dwarf warriors engaging with spearmen. I should win that fight, but I have taken mortar fire. And I'm charging the Longbeards, my reserve units, against the halberdiers who were about to outflank me. The hammer is getting absolutely wrecked by these handgunners, and they are not going to like that. They are going to go down almost before the battle starts. Empire Captain in the middle lines, and you can see another gyrocopter, all smoking runes on the battlefield. So now we have the super flank of the Blood Knights going up against Karl Franz, trying to take him down, but the heavily chevroned Demigryph Knights are wrecking the Blood Knights. Luminarch of Hysh really looking cool and overseeing the battlefield. And now the Empire Knights are going to try to outflank me, so I send in my reserve Longbeards to try to stop them, but they are going to pull through while taking a lot of damage. So this is a duel between the Empire Captain and my Runesmith, who is buffing my dudes at the same time. Mortars trying to get shots off of my dwarfs in the woods, and this is a breakthrough. My dwarf warriors have gotten through the middle, and everything is wrapping up. However, a really good rear charge with Karl Franz and the Empire Knights is not going to bode well for me. Karl Franz has gotten out of the situation, and now one unit of Demigryph Knights is holding up an entire wing of cavalry, and my allies blobbing up against these spearmen. Just a huge blob. But they have broken through with the Crypt Horrors and are going to get to these pesky handgunners. My gyrocopters have just been dying this entire time, unfortunately. But these cheap spearmen are not going to last to the dwarf warriors with their great weapons. The halberdiers are going to do okay, but they're fighting more elite troops in the Longbeards. And Karl Franz is getting swamped and attacked by Thorgrim Grudgebearer on his throne, reading his Book of Grudges. But Karl Franz is going to get out of there. And the Emperor Knight is sending so many people flying. All these hammers. So cool looking. So let's look at the action. Look at the action on this side. Outflanking eventually working, and the spearmen will not be able to hold. Most of the money of the Empire lies in their heavily experienced Demigryph Knights and the handgunners, who are looking really cool, and the Hellblaster volley gun. Don't see these that often. You can see some cool shots. So over on my side, I have gotten repeatedly rear charged by the Empire Knights, and a lot of my troops are routing right now. I have cleaned up this flank very slowly, and I'm going to hopefully reinforce. So now it is my hammers fighting to the death with my Thorgrim Grudgebearer upon the throne, with the Empire Captain and Karl Franz in the situation. He's going to retreat, start doing some kiting with his handgunners, but they are exhausted because of the weird mechanics of Warhammer. Gyrocopters have come back, but they're very heavily damaged. And these handgunners are going to do a lot of damage to my dwarf warriors with no shields. None of my units have shields at all, except the shield bearers of Thorgrim Grudgebearer, which doesn't really count. So the Empire battle line of spearmen has lasted for a long time, but it crumbled just as it always would. Knight of Ammontok being somewhat useful, not the greatest effect, but not the worst effect at all, because it does let the exhausted handgunners time to run away and get some mortar shots. So all of my units are very depleted. They all run away and come back, and run away and come back. Karl Franz trying to take out the Crypt Horrors, who are doing well. And the Hellblasters, you can hear that repeater rifle sound. That is the Hellblasters. Luminarch of Hysh with not much ammo left is probably going to save it. My Dwarf Warriors are really suffering. They're going to get charged really well by the Empire Knights, and they have very low morale just because of how low in number they are. So I'm going to send my Runesmith to take it down, this Luminarch, because it does have the capability to take down my most powerful units left on the field, which is Thorgrim Grudgebearer and this Runesmith. Hellblasters are somehow still firing. I do not know how. So now we're going to chase down the handgunners to the ends of the earth. 2 White Kings, actually. I don't know where the second one came from. Fighting the Empire Knights. Which look... I'm not sure whether they look cooler than Demigryphs. But Thorgrim Grudgebearer going to take a nasty volley from those handgunners. And considering this is my best unit on the field, it's not great that he's getting fired upon. We do some damage on the Magical Chariot, but it's going to rout and it's going to run away faster than the Crypt Horrors can catch it. But yeah, I'm suffering from a severe lack of mobility, and all my troops are getting run down. And another gyrocopter lighting up the field. Dead of Amatok trying to let... I do not know what that was for. That was probably a pretty waste of a spell right there. Could have done some damage with... I don't know what the Empire has. Oh yeah, they could have done Shem's Burning Gaze easily and done a lot of damage to Thorgrim or Runesmith or Manfred. Yeah, I think that one Dead of Amatok was worth 2 Shem's Burning Gaze. So, the Empire actually still has a lot of handgunners left on the field. Some artillery crew that could get back to their artillery if need be, right here. And I do not have much left. All of my units, 10 units, 11 guys, 10 guys, 20 guys, not looking great. And the Luminarch of Hysh is back, as well as some artillery crew that could always take up the positions. So it is a game of kiting for the Empire. Shock in and quick in and out. That sounds wrong. But the White Kings of the Vampire Counts are going to help us a lot. And I'm trying to hide my big units behind the Crypt Horse so the Luminarch doesn't get them. So Manfred is also on horse, so we do have 3 heroes on horse and 2 on foot. That is going to be really what we need right now. And Karl Franz is back though, super low HP. But yeah, my dwarfs are basically done for. These handgunners, although exhausted, my hammers are very tired, so it's not going to be that much of an advantage. And now Karl Franz is taking down these White Kings. Imperative that they go down because they're the only cavalry left on the game for us. But you can see Karl Franz just went down over there, and that is not going to bode well for the Empire. Luminarch has 1 shot left, it looks like. See how much damage you can do with this shot. It's very pivotal. Oh, it's firing up, it's firing up, it's firing up. It's going to go out. And is not going to hit any Lord, but is going to go rip through the Vampire Count's line. Yeah, I put a Rune of Negation to stop as much of that damage as I could. But Shem's Burning Gaze finally going off and hitting Manfred and taking him down. So that is not going to be good for the Vampire Counts. They're starting to crumble already from that. That is a -10 leadership. These zombies will crumble if given the time to do so. And all of these dwarfs, they're basically dead from the handgunners. They have no chance of survival. Shot down to the last man. These poor hammers. So you can see all the crumbling effects. And the Empire troops are coming back. They might be able to bring this back. The Luminarch of Chariot, the Balance Bar does not agree with them though. And they're going to take up the position on the hill. My Dwarf Warriors are going to charge in, but they're going to get cut down pretty quickly. The Chariot with no ammo left still is okay, not great. So it's basically our heroes left. All of the Vampire Count infantry is extremely slow and is crumbling to death. So all the heroes ganging up on this Light Wizard because we need it out of the way, and it is gone. So Runesmith helping out there, Thor Rushbearer, and the 2 White Kings, or just 1. So the Empire still maintaining this hill. The zombies crumbling away, not gonna do great. More Empire troops coming back. But they are going to beat back these lowly zombies. The Graveguard will do better. And they're not crumbling because they have the XP that gives them more leadership. So they're going to charge into combat. It looks like the Empire troops have taken up the mortars. No, they're a Held Blast Revolving Gun crew, so they can't do that. So, the vampires in column formation are going to get surrounded and get more crumbling added to them. You can see some of them just popping into the dust. But Rune of Wrath can help us from the Runesmith. This is all I have left. I just have my Runesmith and my leader, my legendary lord. But a lot of these zombies are crumbling. They are losing decisively, and the chariot is overseeing the battle. And if given the chance, these handgunners will tear apart Thorgrim Grudgebearer, and they are firing upon the troops. But they do all shatter. They might have been able to pull it back, but they all retreated because they have no more people to help them out. So, really cool battle against the RTK clan. I don't know if that's an actual clan or if they just made their names RTK. I asked them and they said it was round table knights, so they're the Knights of the Round Table. I don't know why they didn't play as Bretonia. Maybe they're just sick of playing as Bretonia. But, Luminarch of Hitch, look at that, 141 kills. That's probably because it wasn't firing on Lord units. See, this hammer unit just got shredded by those handgunners before it got into combat, but these other hammers that did get in did quite well. So these Blood Knights just got destroyed by the Demigryph Knights, but the Cryptors getting all the kills for him, as well as some from the White King. Yeah, cool 2v2. And I'll see you next time.